Travis Wayne Goodsell. Being Sunday, I check. Sure enough, I know Mormonism to a T. There are minimal power outages today. Throughout this week, thousands of power outages. Thousands. As Utah is up in flames. And here we are Sunday, and they're refusing to shut down the power so that Mormons can go to church. Like I told you, watch. Governor Cox has banned fireworks for the 4th of July. Now watch for the 24th of July. Watch. Oh my hell. Because that's what we're in. So, this morning waking up, because of the change in the wind direction with the couple of rains that came through, it allowed me to go running again. And so because I'm running again after, oh my hell, not running, and factoring in my age, it wears me out. So I crash. But nonetheless, we need something to occupy my time so that there isn't dead time. Unless I crash, like I just did. I have learned that there's nothing I can do about my crashing, so I can't be obsessive about guilt tripping myself that I did nothing productive during my crashes. It is a wasted argument for me to obsess over and feel guilty about. But as a child, I came to learn to be productive, to be organized. Because as a kid, yeah, I was a kid. I was a mess. But I learned to be productive. I learned to be ordered. To have everything structured in my life. Because I found as a child that is more productive. That produces better results. As I'm shifting my brain into a visionary memory from the public school system's memorize and then know nothing when you graduate, except how to be a contestant on Jeopardy. because of Mrs. Fiskin in 5th grade giving me an F on my Idaho report. It pissed me off. It was a superior report. And because I improved on the order of her request, she gave me an F. I put one chapter about Idaho into a better position, and she failed me because it didn't follow her order. She was grading the class after the fact on whether or not we could follow orders, whether right or wrong. Bleep you. I don't follow wrong orders. I'm a Mormon. Oh, I'm supposed to follow wrong orders as a Mormon? What? Hell no. And so I've learned how to improve other systems because of this transition in my brain from visionary or from memorizing into visionary. I became a boy genius by this transition. And so I do things in a pattern for this reason. And then I would go on to learn that this is what helps the elderly prevent dementia and Alzheimer's, or prolongs the effects. I'm not going to have those, but nonetheless. So I've been able to go into jobs and know how the job can be improved because of this. And so, for example, coming here to Utah, I was transferred, well, the first initial ones was when the crane operating system was being proposed. We got these kids from a school, college, who were spying on us from the supervisor's office, checking out how we were doing the pick line. And the supervisor told me that, yeah, they were checking things out to see how efficient things could be run. They were going to put in a crane operating system. And I told the supervisor, do not put in a crane operating system for the pick line. If you want to improve the pick line, you need to stop us having to do individual papers to send out to stakes and wards. That will help. But the stakes and wards didn't want to keep a packet of papers minus one. And so there was this push and pull back. And the church didn't want to have a program for the stakes and wards so that they could print out those individual papers. Now they do. That's how it's done. And so those papers are no longer sent. Now they've turned the distribution center into a humanitarian center, as they've done away with the need for the pick line for the church's materials. Everything's online and digitized. I was telling them to go digital without knowing what the hell digital would be in the future. nonetheless, they didn't listen to me, and they turned the PIC line into a crane operating system. And the church lost over $1 million that first year because they didn't listen to me. So then they sent me over to Beehive Clothing Warehouse, where there were 7 people working all week, 40 hours a week. It was a real full-time job when the state of Utah allowed companies to screw over employees by calling the full-time job working 32 hours a week instead. Because kickbacks and tax breaks were offered to the companies to screw over employees. The church also, during this screw over your employees celebration, handed out to each of the employees the psychological abusive book of how to torture your employees by treating them as rats. Who moved my cheese? It comes from the evil men who were running psychological torture tests on rats to starve them, to get them all thinking about gonna be getting cheese, and then oops, we didn't give it to you. And so they wrote this book, How to Move Your Employees' Cheese and Screw Them Over from a Basic Living. You're the company, not them. Evil of a publication. Because that's what we were being told as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints working for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. If you don't get paid, sucks to be you. Tough it out. How are we going to pay to live? How are we going to pay to tithing? Yeah, lots of issues. And so now I'm at the Beehive Warehouse, and they didn't bother to tell us grunts, peons, that their intention was to try to figure out how to get the warehouse over to the distribution center. They don't want to tell us that stuff. We're the low people on the pyramid. And so because they didn't tell us, I ended up solving their problem for them without knowing. And this is how I did it. 7 people, 40 days a week, or 40 hours a week. New calendars. And overtime on Saturdays to get caught up. They thought rather than an hour extra day, it would be better just to have overtime on Saturdays. And even then, we still didn't get fully caught up come Monday, because we can't work on Sunday to work overtime. We can work on the Jewish Sabbath, because there's no Jews allowed working for the church. They eventually got to the point where they demanded we show our temple recommends. Temple recommend inspection. If you ain't got it, you're out. As if some of us weren't gonna, I mean, seriously, you can know by having the bishops narc on you. I had the Strengthening Church Members Committee. And still, yeah, working for the devil. Lots of fun. And so they told me at the beginning, as the guy who was working there was the one who created the current system that caused this extra overtime and full-time. The church is wasting lots and lots of money because of this, and not telling us that they are praying that somehow somebody would get the inspiration in the upper levels to fix the problem, to figure out how to transfer it all to the distribution center. Because we at the low end aren't inspired. We're not in leadership to be given mantle titles of authority for a job. Yeah, it carries over. Everybody knows this about government. I heard a guy on the bus this last week who was trying to tell his boy peers as they got on the bus, all wearing Scotland World Cup jerseys, about how something about drinking and how you had to cover up your drink here in Utah. And other boys were, oh, wow. You could tell he was the alpha male. Yeah, well, if you'd asked me, I would have told you it's called the Zion Curtain. Every Mormon knows about the Zion Curtain in Utah. It's where we cover up and hide. For our Lord and Master. And so they said there was nothing that could be done. We've tried all different kinds of ways. This is the best that could be done. I've heard this argument before about the government of the United States, the economy of the United States, etc., etc. About Joseph Smith's King Follett sermon. Nobody knows how, it was spiritual. Joseph was wrong as literal. It was spiritual. Oh my, oh, that's next. And so, yeah, well, now it's changed. We're doing a completely different video now. I probably should write it down so I don't forget. So, being the boy genius that I am, seeing the operations now, I knew how to fix it. And I went to the manager and said, I know how we can improve the system and fix things. Do I have permission to have that implemented? No. So I had to endure getting overtime pay, and one day while doing the routine, mundane labor, the supervisor, as I was walking a pallet down an aisle and making a turn around the corner, supervisor asked me, "Are you sleeping?" Yes, I was. I have the ability to function while asleep, eyes closed. Not only did I create visual memory, I can go by visual recollection. I am able to see where I am going without seeing where I am. This has happened before. Do not try this at home, kids. In Montana, from Canada down to Idaho, there's a windy, turny road coming down the mountain. And yep. Oh my God. When I woke up, I am freaking out. How am I not dead? Hilarious. So yeah, it was originally taught to me, I guess, by my parents, specifically my mom, when we'd go to visit her parents in Ventura at the mansion. The TV room was where my brother and I would sleep. Although Tiffany would complain and want to switch it up sometimes. "Oh, it's not fair. Todd and Travis always sleep in here. We want to sleep there." So sometimes they'd switch it up, and Todd and I would be in the other bedroom, which belonged to my mother when she was growing up, or the other sisters, all combined in that bed with the specific baby pictures there on the wall. And so, but most of the time, after Tiffany got over herself, realized that it was not better. That it was always Todd and I that go down. So we stay in my parents' bedroom that they stayed in, which was across from the master bedroom. And so when the parents would finish talking with grandparents and it's time for bed, Mom would get us and walk us down one floor, 2 floors, to where our bedroom would be. And there were a number of times that I didn't wake up, and my mom thought that I was awake because I was able to walk, even though she was holding my hand, down to the bedroom. And so she was surprised because she thought I was asleep, or thought I was awake when I was actually asleep. I was being taught to do this practice of visualize where I am when I'm asleep. Sleepwalking. It is a wild and crazy thing, having my eyes closed and yet still being able to see my surroundings. to see them accurately as they are with my eyes closed. I don't know if sleepwalkers have their eyes closed or if the eyes are opened and people think they're awake and they're not. I don't know. I just know me. Eyes closed. So, anyway. So the guy gets a better job at a better warehouse with better pay for his little family. Good for him, because the church ain't going nowhere for him. Church is a dead-end job. Are you a relative of a prophet? No? Well, enjoy the rest of your life as the low person on the employee poll. That's just how it is. And so, yeah, there are lots of people who've been there 50 years, 20 years, who are always in that position. That's the job they do, and that's the job they always do. And after 2026, so 30 years minus, so 25 years, there's still a woman who works there, now that it's the humanitarian center, still in shipping this whole time. She's still a regular shipper. I remember her. She doesn't remember me. Shh. Shh. And yeah, she's older than I am. She was older than I am back then too. She'd been working there for a while at the same job the whole time. There is no movement up. Very sad, nonetheless. And then, with him gone, then they decided to transfer out the manager. Sent him back to the distribution center. Moved a guy who was in shipping to become the manager of the Beehive warehouse. So he was able to move up only by moving him to a different building to become the manager, to help him and his little family. Because remember, you got to be a faithful Mormon. Married women, yeah, you stay at the bottom. Single women, stay at the bottom. That's how the church operates. And women know that in this church. And they then get taught to be evil in order to get promotions and raises and being treated better than equal or better than not equal. You get taught to be a criminal in this church if you want to survive. Very evil. I can fix it. Just saying. I've told you this story a billion times, but most of you are most likely new, and so you've never heard it. I need to do a longer video than the 3 videos that I've done already today on the facts of Mormonism. Because I still haven't bathed and shaved, and you don't hear the laundry running, do you? We're late. I crashed. So here we go. Longer videos so that I can get stuff done and not have wasted time, space, the final frontier. If I have to, fine, but I'm not going to be happy about it. If I have to go bathe and shave and not have any video saving in the meantime. And yeah, if I crash in the tub and an extra hour goes by when the video had finished saving, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't feel guilty anymore about that. About the wasted time. And women don't seem to understand this, obviously, because there's no woman in my life. That if a woman was in my life, then yeah, I don't have other things going on while with her. Because she is the ultimate production. She's the whole purpose of being effective. Becoming one with her. She doesn't know that. She doesn't treat me like that. Nonetheless. So yes, it is fascinating to me, though sad, that I've had nobody, no female with me at my side these 10 years, as I have put out 10.5K videos trying to warn you and correct all the information of the lies of this church. And I'm not getting to the punchline of the warehouse, thus to the King Floyd sermon. So, yeah, the new supervisor comes in. I say, hey, I got an idea to fix the system. Yeah, sure, go ahead. And getting it completed according to my design. By their fruits you shall know them. Yeah, not only was it exactly what the church needed, that they didn't bother to tell us that that's what they needed and wanted, not consulting us in committees. I had it running so efficiently with the pick line at the warehouse to have only 2 people required, 4 hours, we're done. You know, obviously the sewing sends over more boxes, but we're all caught up to be able to focus only on those for the rest of the day until they're finished. And we are already done waiting for them to send over more boxes. 2 people, 4 hours. The pick line is fully satisfied, never calling back for orders. Hey, we're out of this supply. We're out of this item. Hurry. We've got a whole pile of orders that we have to do. We're waiting for you. Nope. Never again. That's how efficient I am in fixing things when people say it can't be fixed. When they think they know better and that their system is the best. And they tell me no. And so, yeah, it panicked the employees who didn't understand what the church wanted. But it's the church. I knew nobody was going to get fired. They didn't know that. Nonetheless, you should have asked to the women who've been there for 50 years. They could have told you you wouldn't get fired. And I guess the distribution center wasn't there too much before I started, but anyway. I remember looking at that when the Church News came out with the Humanitarian Center. Going, oh, yeah, it wasn't set up too many years before I showed up. Nonetheless. So, yeah, the church was trying to figure out a way not only to transfer all of the product of the underwear from the Philippines, from the child slave labor shop, to the distribution center. Plus the sewing floor with all the carpal tunnels, being forced to work in order to survive. Could be so much more effective. But yeah, the former manager, when I get transferred back to the distribution center in the returns department for my reward. The dead-end job of the distribution center. You're welcome, Travis. He then told me that he was surprised. I was just thinking in my head, bleep you. I told you I had a way, you rejected me. Bleep you. Of course it was perfect and exactly what the church was looking for that you didn't bother to tell us. Nonetheless, that's how good I am. So, the 3 facts of Mormonism that I did today about Mormons being the house of Israel, new Israelites, that Joseph Smith is Messiah ben Joseph of Jewish tradition, and that Brigham Young is the great and abominable false prophet. These are facts. These are not opinions. These are not based on my doubt promotion feelings of sensitive snowflakery. These are facts. Brigham Young violated the scriptures. Therefore, he's false. You have to obey the scriptures or you're wrong. This is basic Mormonism 101. And yet, first Sunday in Utah, not even the power companies will shut down the power to conserve and to protect human lives because church is more important. These are the fruits of Mormonism. Corruption, evil, destruction, murder, torture, rape. And you can't figure out whether or not the church is true or if it's false, and you base it on your feelings? Just unbelievable. So those three, whether or not I get to the rest or not, can help you figure out everything. Even though you still don't know who that Mormon is, who's Emmanuel. Who could he be now? Who could he be now? No, sorry, I don't watch you while you commit crime and sin. With my all-seeing eye. Can you imagine? Oh, don't even get me started on that, woman. There's already plenty of movies that have got you paranoid. So, yeah, it's supposed to help you with the scriptures. It's supposed to help you recognize that this church is evil. When Joseph Smith says that Christianity is all wrong, all abominable, and all corrupt, and you think that being Christian is true, yeah, they got you. You are indoctrinated into their hypnotic brainwashing. They got you. And that's why people keep calling Mormonism a cult. They're not accurate, but that's why they perceive it at that low level. It's far worse. So, what Alyssa, in her video, after watching my video content, YouTube, where's Alyssa? I should see a female in the 25 to 35 range? I don't know. Guessing. She's been on a mission back during the 19-year-old age, I think. Maybe it was before. I don't know. But regardless, where is her blue for female on my analytics page? Because she's obviously watching my channel now, since I've been doing videos promoting her. Roaring like a lioness, tearing down this church, commenting when other people likewise comment back and then go disappearing because they aren't sure whether I'm a Mormon or an anti-Mormon. And can I be Christianized? Still hasn't responded. And so, yeah, I can see how Alyssa would be triggered to have my video recommended and then be inspired to do one herself because she's more popular. Oh, yeah, Travis, he's not popular. I can be popular on stealing his information and screwing it up. Ta-da! 100,001. Just a day ago, and already 101K. One day. Stealing it from me. And where are all her viewers to my videos? YouTube, What the hell? That's not how it's supposed to work. Yep. My algorithms are different than all else. And so, yeah, not only is she incorrect about the Garden of Eden being in Missouri, obviously it can't be. Adam-on-Diamond, Independence, Missouri are right there at the western border of Missouri. And you're trying to claim that the Garden of Eden is west in Missouri when you've got the border right there? Come on, people, think. Obviously not. Nevertheless, I'm the one who caught Salt Lake City almost being directly west from Adam-on-Diamond. The 70, yeah, that's the road from Utah to Independence. But the path to Adam-on-Diamond is almost, it's just a little bit lower. Just a little bit. And so I catch this because I'm doing the videos about real church history, about the plot of Brigham Young. Remember, he's the enemy. And so I use facts. And with these facts, I'm able to see patterns. And knowing the doctrine visually, no longer memorized, I'm able to see a bigger picture. I'm able to make connections that the normal average person apparently doesn't know how to make. Despite being simple for me. You know, Sesame Street, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just isn't the same. And so, for example, Isaiah, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? And then the great and abominable church founded by Lucifer. And the secret combinations working with the great and abominable church of Lucifer have their secret signs. And then I see this keystone on the doors of the Salt Lake Temple. And I know that the doctrines of Lucifer are cover up and hide. Take away agency with obedience. Kill yourself to protect the church. Don't you dare criticize the church leaders. Child bride polygamy, and everything belongs to the church, not you. I see these patterns. I make the connection. I don't understand why nobody else makes them. And yet, obvious. And so, this is where she doesn't get the connection. That Adam and Eve, being from Salt Lake City, in the Garden of Eden, in the presence of God and Jesus, fall, and the woman is to blame, not the Book of Mormon that says man fell that man might be. And they are cast east to Adam-on-Diamond, where the Danites said by Willard Richards, in this valley back in Eden, that Adam offered sacrifice on those altars in Adam-on-Diamond, which are still there apparently. I was told that Mormons wanting souvenirs had stolen them all. And yet they now have pictures of the altar. What the hell, guys? Why am I being lied to on every hand? Nonetheless. And so I make the connection with the way to perfection, where the Adam-on-Diamond priesthood meeting, now back east from Salt Lake City, that it's not going to be held in Salt Lake City where the church is, the headquarters. We have to go east, which was the United States of America back then. Even though Mexico seceded, Willard Richards is writing about all of this, saying that it was 1838 when all of this occurred. Because remember, Joseph Smith only published to 1835. He didn't get anything else published. And so then it's Willard Richards who works on the other stuff, putting in some stuff that they had documents for, and other stuff he just made up, and put in some stuff that Brigham Young had specially made to frame and blame Joseph in his 1844 Doctrine and Covenants, which still Mormon is realizing, oh yeah, there's some stuff that were taken out of the Doctrine and Covenants. But nothing was taken out in the 1844. It was the 1876 when Brigham Young started taking stuff out. And then Heber J. Grant also took out the doctrine of the Doctrine and Covenants. Yet we still call it the Doctrine and Covenants. Nonetheless, when you realize they're all wrong, all abominable, and all corrupt, you know why they do what they do. Should not be confusing to anybody when you stick to the facts. So, this Adam-on-Diamond thing is actually fun, despite the evil intent behind it all. That's why it's fun to tease Alyssa on this for stalking me. As the government transfer of authority to the church is not in Salt Lake City, it's at Adam-on-Diamond, and the secret priesthood meeting that we were told about all as a myth. Only elitists get to go into this council. But as a Mormon growing up hearing about the myth, not knowing the primary source document, I have my dream on my mission in Massapequa Park, right at the beginning, in which I am in a stake center sized chapel, packed, the stand packed, all the benches, all the way back into the cultural hall to the back where the stage is, of priesthood holders in black suits. And I can't remember ties. I don't recall color ties. Probably all black. It was not identified as something significant to pay attention to. This was a priesthood meeting. Melchizedek priesthood meeting. I did not see young boys there. I am brand new on the mission field. I am now a Melchizedek priesthood holder. And so the conductor, whether he was the presider or not, again, that was not explained, not important. He gets up, he starts talking to everybody about, welcome, and some matters of business, and blah, 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 and then stops and says, I now introduce to you Jesus Christ. Nobody moves. They're all stiff zombies looking forward. I'm the one moving. Oh? And sure enough, the doors of the chapel behind me, because I'm facing the podium on the left aisle seating in the middle against the wall. So I've got several guys blocking my path, all zombified looking forward. And so I'm rubbernecking, and I see a couple of guards with little headsets. And I didn't know about that then. I didn't know that they were packing heat. They come and stand at attention, zombified. And then a guy, long hippie hair, violating church grooming standards, especially for a missionary, in a white robe. Not missionary approved. Get out. Comes walking in and walking down the aisle to head to the pulpit. And he stops at my row. And he looks at me. Everybody else is still zombified. Nobody's going, oh, Jesus! None of that. And he looks to me, and mental telepathy tells me, you just barely made it. And I instantly wake up in a full sweat. What the bleeping hell do you mean I just barely made it? What did I do wrong? Are you talking about barely making it on my mission? Barely making it as a member of the church? Barely making it alive? What the bleeping hell? Who is this guy? I can fix it. Oh, hilarious. And so, yes, as a Mormon, I am thinking in terms of the Adam on Diamond priesthood meeting of the latter days. It's all in our mind. Benson had already come out and told us when it was going to begin. 3 more decades from 86. Which, It was 89 in the summertime, which July, maybe. May, yeah, ooh, ooh, interesting, but anyway. So yeah, Adam on Diomen is on all Mormons' minds, and the myth has been embellished ever since. But Mormons typically are unaware, for the most part, there are a few who know of it, about Lilith, the first wife of Adam, who didn't get taken from Kolob into the Garden of Eden. She had to stay behind. No, she was there too. She was first. The story of Lilith, from the Jew, who was a Jewish Kabbalist who wrote it, used the ancient Egyptian Heliopolis creation glyph, which, yeah, so is Genesis. Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, that's the Egyptian Heliopolis creation glyph. Yep, both chapters, so-called scholar experts. Documentary hypothesis, oh my bleeping hell. We don't understand. The first chapter is about a water human birth. The second chapter is about an earth human birth. We don't understand. It's got to be separate documents. Oh my bleeping hell. Nonetheless. And so the story goes is that they're told to procreate. Just like in Genesis. Be fruitful and multiply. And so typically, the man is on top. Yep, Bible sex ed. Banned by Christians. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And Lilith is saying, I'm bored. I don't want to be on the bottom anymore. I want to be on top. And Adam pulls the Melchizedek priesthood card on her. I'm the presider. Adam, try it. Just try it. It'll be okay. It'll save your marriage. Nonetheless, he refuses. He insists that he has to be on top. And so, all of these so-called scholars, especially women, all claim, it's about priesthood authority, unrighteous dominion, and patriarchal abuse. No. Try the spirit method. Not spiritual. Spirit method. And so she's pissed and denies him sex and goes east in the Garden of Eden. So where does she go? To Missouri, to Adam on Diomen. Exactly. The concept of going east after the fall is a pattern. And this is what I catch. Both John Taylor and Heber C. Kimball talk about Salt Lake City getting destroyed. And east. Now, John Taylor says that Adam-on-Diamond is going to be destroyed. But there's going to be these cult group guys in robes standing in a circle, chanting without a city. Nonetheless, it's a dream. Or so Wilford Woodruff tells us. But yeah, it's just, this is what Mormons do not get because of their lack of visionary memory and only doing memorization stuff and turning it all into mythology, creating speculations on top of it, thinking they're being intellectual. Follow it all through. Do not leave information out, and you'll see you're wrong, that you need to dismiss the whole thing. Try to find something else. Because you can use a scientific process without the visionary memory that I have. Nonetheless, church doesn't want you knowing scientific method. So I find that fascinating, that the Danites had set all of the scenario up as code, getting Mormons believing it's true as literal history, wanting it to be taught in the public school system. We know better than Christians about the Bible. And yet, fascinating, because they're talking about the transfer of government to the church in all of this. And yet, at the same time, they're also talking about the collapse of their established kingdom in the West. It's just fascinating the way they are thinking and devising their plot. The destruction company has a burning to destroy, the pollution of poisoning the air, water, and soil. You guys did it. They had 200 years to turn Deseret into a garden paradise. And instead, they burned it to the ground. But Sundays, the electricity is working. Just, oh my hell. But watch for tomorrow. That'll be funny. Hilarious. Oh, God. See, the pictures that I used in my video clip last night, those were national. 2 national news covered the Utah up in flames. And Governor Cox, he knew what he needed to do and he didn't do it. He's responsible. He's to blame. And so he's punishing we, the Utahns, for what he neglected to do? You're not seeing this pattern, Mormons? Our government knew what they were doing, caused it, and are using it to hurt you. And you think that you're going to fix everything in the election by voting them out? You are not learning from the federal level. Stupid Antifa. Nonetheless, so King Follett, to wrap it up. We are told, as Mormons, that Joseph Smith gave a sermon in the King Follett sermon. We are also told that Brigham Young didn't approve it, and thus it's not in our canon of Scripture. That's what I was told. Why isn't it in our Scriptures, teacher? Because Brigham Young didn't approve it. But what? The president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles can disapprove of the president of the church and deny the word of the president of the church. Is that what you're trying to tell me? When you're trying to tell me that the current living president of the church, he must be obeyed. But not Joseph? Because the Quorum of the 12 can disapprove and deny him. What? I can fix this. I can fix this. Dear God. My hell. I doubt I have it on this system now. Oh, I do. Interesting, but it's hidden in the text. Okay. So I'd have to actually transfer the file, which means I'd have to find it or go into these journal books, which would most likely be journal book number 4, which they put here. Okay. Because doing this video, it morphed into something else than I was originally planning. I was going to do the White Horse video for you. Oops. You have to wait on that one. So, in his King Follett sermon, the funeral service for King Follett, he talks about the biblical Hebrew text not translated correctly. And Mormons deny Joseph Smith being literally true. Thus they use spiritual method for him. Right? John Gee. He sent me to Zucker from the University of Utah, who came to BYU to give a speech about Joseph Smith as a translator. and said that Joseph Smith is not a translator, but pointed out some fun stuff for Mormons to get tingly with. But his overall theme is Joseph Smith doesn't know how to translate. Louis Zucker. His manuscript is available online. I obtained it. It's somewhere in those files. Should we? Because then I'll have to link it to you in the description below, I guess, if I'm going to do this. Which means I'm going to have to get the Word program up to put it in that link so that I can link it to you in the description below. Oh God, it's afternoon. Joseph Smith as a student of Hebrew is the actual document. I'm hoping that Dialogue Journal is the thing and not a commentary of it. Let's check. Yep, good for you guys. So, here it is, 15 pages. 15 pages. I already have it. I don't want to do it again, but for the sake of the video, to be efficient, to make things more complicated for me. Okay. I would really love if they finally fixed this, because it's easy to do. It's not copyrighted anymore. It's not copyright protected. It hasn't been for a long time, and yet still people refuse to make it available online in a PDF. His R.C. Webb, his nom de plume, Joseph Smith is Translator, which Heber J. Grant had paid for to be published, thinking that that would help protect the church from Solomon Spaulding, who was the Baptist bishop here in Utah, who came out and condemned Joseph Smith as a false translator. R.C. Webb is fun. He takes on causes that are indefensible just to be popular and get money. Heber J. Grant said, "Cool, thank you. Here you go. Here's your money." Nonetheless, he had some fun stuff that he put in there, even though he's still wrong about defending Joseph Smith as translator. Joseph Smith is still a translator. Just use the scientific method, dumbass scholars. Nonetheless, notwithstanding, there's these phrases from scriptures, if you catch on why I say what I say. Oh, God. Over a decade of having this, and it's slower, less efficient. Unbelievable. I can fix this. Just get rid of AI. R.C. Webb, Joseph Smith as translator. Because the bishop's document That's all over the internet. Just never. Do not tease me. If this is... Oh my... hell! We don't understand what you're asking us to do. Log in and borrow? Bleep you! This is not copyrighted. God. So the Interpreter Foundation, this is the Solomon Spaulding one. Or is this a commentary? It's a commentary about Solomon Spaulding. Oh, what the hell are you doing? Who is this dumbass? God, you guys pissed me off. Scripture Central, are you gonna do it? Because if I knew how to put up documents straight to the internet, I would do it. So it was put in the improvement era. Wait a minute. But you don't have the pretty pictures. It's just the text. But is it Solomon Spaulding's? Joseph Smith Sincere. It's got to be. Can't be Solomon Spaulding. By R.C. Webb. Yeah. And no pretty pictures. Scripture Central. So let's print it. See how easy you made this for me to do. The whole fun part was the pictures. And if it's incomplete, because I only see 13 pages, you dumbasses. Put the whole book. It's not copyrighted. This is just the improvement era. Yeah. Alright. So, yeah, now I got the improvement era version, which I never had before. Fine. I want his book. Because otherwise I have to do it, and I have no clue. This is not R.C. Webb. It would not be in the Joseph Smith papers. Oh, God, nobody does it still. That is just the stupidest thing that the Internet Archive changed to. Log in and borrow. It's supposed to be a source for no longer under copyright, so that people can freely access books. And yet, log in and borrow crap. Oh my hell. Shields research, huh? News article. Oh my hell. Fine. But it just... oh my hell. I should have done it when I had my website. I could have done it then. I didn't think to do it then. I'm not wanting to buy it. I want it for free. God, this is really pissing me off. I'm seeing a lot of other crap. Mormons. Ooh. See, now I'm going off on a tangent. which is what is common. And yeah, it's still not available when it is no longer under copyright protection. And yet, I bet if I put in Solomon Spaulding's, it would be on the Internet Archive. Yep, here it is. Internet Archive, Solomon Spaulding's version, Joseph Smith Jr. as a translator. That's available for free PDF download. And yet, RC Web is not. You better log in and borrow or pay for it. So again, this is just BS. Pissing me off. What if I tried free download? No, that's not a free download. That's a log in and borrow, you dumbass. Yeah, no. Academia. Oh. Oh my God. So simple. I can do it on Academia. Oh my God. So I gotta find it now. Crap. And do a scan. Yeah, it will allow scanning, but printing, I'm having ink problems. Okay. All right. God. The church really did a number on me. They failed to murder me, but they caused damage in the transition to this apartment. Irreparable damage that they will never be able to repay in full. Can't be done. And it's attempted murder. If there are any lawyers out there who wants to take my case pro bono, yeah, I got a murder case against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I still have the receipt. Murder, no statute of limitations. So, anyway, it was right there. I could have gotten a King Follett sermon. Oh my hell. Which is also a struggle to find that one part, because other people screw this whole thing up. And it's different. It includes actual Aramaic biblical Hebrew in the church history volume. So, I mean, yeah, I could go and get it all from the David O. McKay library. He has it typed out. There's some typing errors. I want to go back to the beginning, before the world was, to show what kind of being God is. Enthroned, in order to understand the dead, incomprehensible, suitable, first principles, climb a ladder. Here it is. I want to comment on the very first Hebrew word in the Bible. I will make a comment on the very first sentence of the history of creation in the Bible, Bereshit. I want to analyze the word Baith, in, by, through, and everything else. Rosh, the head. Sheet, it's actually the eat. Grammatical termination. When the inspired man wrote it, he did not put the Beth there. An old Jew without any authority added the word. And that's referring to the biblical Hebrew text. He's talking about a Jewish Masorite. He thought it too bad to begin to talk about the head. It read first, the head one of the gods brought forth the gods. That is the true meaning of the words. Bara signifies to bring forth. If you do not believe it, you do not believe the learned man of God. John D. Learned man can teach you no more than what I have told you. It's typing error, dude. Thus the head god brought forth the gods in the Grand Council. Thus the Book of Abraham. So we'll provide this for you, even though there's the typing errors. So, since we're here, let's see if that's still the case, or do I have to correct myself? Yeah. No power outages today, boys and girls. Come back tomorrow. So Louis Zucker also talks about the King Follett sermon, not just about the Abraham papyri, and says that Joseph Smith is wrong, referring to Elohim as singular, as a plural majesty. Wrong. So, since I don't memorize, we need to visualize. So we need to turn this to a 50 font size, and then papyrus or Paleo Hebrew script. Ooh, that may be too big. Because I gotta think left to right to type rather than, and it's, I could have done it the other way if I, but don't get me started on that issue. Bereshit bara Elohim. And so So the B is the first letter that is called the Beth that Joseph Smith is referring to. He's saying that needs to be dropped. He's not just saying it needs to be dropped. He's saying that the ancient Jews, or the Qumran community Jews who wrote the original book of Genesis, did not start with a prepositional phrase. Dumbass scholars. They were more simplistic in their sentence structure. Noun, verb, object. Real simple. And nouns have the adjective following the noun, not before. This is a sentence structure issue. And so what the unlearned Masorite did in 800 to 1000, which would have been more on the 800 side at the beginning, was try to harmonize The original Dead Sea Scrolls text, which apparently they used but didn't know how to translate it correctly anymore. The knowledge of translation was gone from the Jews after 800 years. Constantine rendered it extinct. And so what the Christians did was create the Septuagint. And so they don't want to follow the Septuagint exactly, but that has what the Jews put in their biblical Hebrew text for the Tanakh, as it's called, an acronym. The Torah, writings, prophets for the end, and then the Ketim for the writings. Acronym for Tanakh, the Old Testament. They don't have the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha has the Hanukkah, Maccabees. But they don't have it because Christians. And yet the Jews, through tradition, have celebrated Hanukkah because of the book of Maccabees, telling the story. Nonetheless, the Jews are very temperamental. They used Aramaic script for the text because the Samaritans were still using Paleo-Hebrew script. And because the Septuagint turned into literal history by Roman Emperor Constantine, has a story about the Jews returning to Jerusalem to rebuild the temple from King Cyrus, saying, you may go back and rebuild your temple. And the story about the Samaritans, who were the switcheroo from the Assyrian deportation of the house of Israel. So they were mutts of Assyria mingled with the poor left behind from the Assyrian deportation. They only took the rich and mighty back to Assyria to be grafted in with Assyria, whereas the Assyrians were sent to the northern tribes to be grafted in there to give tribute back to Assyria. They became the Samaritans. And according to the stories turned literal histories, the Jews believe that. This is why they only have these books, which were the exact books that the Christians approved of for their Bible and justified it by making it up, claiming it was by Jews before Constantine. Nonetheless. So the Jews are really screwed up when they're doing the biblical Hebrew text. They not only turned it into Aramaic script, doing away with the visionary language of Paleo-Hebrew, which Aramaic script also is a visionary language, but it's different. And if we get to Zion, I will be able to do a full research on Aramaic. I've already deciphered the script. I just need to do what I've done to Paleo-Hebrew. I still need to make some additions to the Paleo-Hebrew research. Nonetheless, I've been focused on trying to save people's lives. And if people would listen to me, everything would be perfect. Nobody wants to listen. Consequences follow. nonetheless. And so then they added in vowel points and vowel marks, not just vowels, into a visionary language? What the bleeping hell are you doing? Yeah, unlearned Jew, to say the least, because of Christianity. Oh my God. You stay away from the Samaritans, but not from Christians? That's messed up. And so they've got the Septuagint, but they have the original Dead Sea Scrolls version that they're using, because Emmanuel Tov, in his criticism of the Bible, I don't remember the title of it, obviously. I should still have the one that I did from previously on here, but anyway. I don't know how long I would be searching for it in the files. So I don't need to worry about that anymore. It'll most likely be in this. It depends on what letter it started with, because I didn't change the name of it. So yeah, it most likely would be quicker if I went to Amazon and got it and then downloaded it again. This time labeled it correctly. Which I should put it in this video anyway, now that I think about it. So yeah, we're gonna have to find it. So, having taken the class from Walter Emanuel Offrecht on Biblical Hebrew, who teased us with some ideas of translation that nobody could figure out. And then William Foxwell Albright's botch job. That's even available. Log in and borrow my ass. Emmanuel Tov. Textual criticism of the Hebrew Bible. Yeah, there it is. And so the closer one to my version was 2011, even though that was the third revised and expanded. So which one would you guys be more interested in? More recent one was 2022. And obviously it's more expanded, but it's a revised and expanded 4th edition. So we'll put that one in here for you. $65.17 hardback. Well worth it if you do the research. It's definitely one for your research library. I think I got the older version, but Emmanuel Tov, textual criticism of the Hebrew Bible. See, I needed to do this with every single picture, and that takes a long time. But it would have saved me time now. Bunch of incompetence. fix everything for everybody. And so what I did to do the research, after I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew script, just like that, because it's visionary, turning myself into a visualizer, a visionary man, as Lehi calls himself, I was then able to figure it out easily. The hardest part was finding the Paleo-Hebrew script back in those days, and then finding texts to run the test with for pattern matching. And so it was Joe Samson, written by the finger of God, that helped me with the Samek, for example, the throne symbol. Everybody else thinks it's a cricket because of William Foxwell Albright. I'm Sir Alan Gardner. Hey, William Foxwell Albright, why don't you just rig the whole thing and use the acronym theory and bias your whole research, and then that will be cool. Oh my God. You do not start with a conclusion. You assemble all the evidence. And you set up the premises to lead to the conclusion. Then you develop a theory to be tested for 3 confirmations to establish facts of Mormonism. And yet, everybody still, despite how I'm worldwide in 144 countries, academia told me today, 144 countries people have seen my Paleo-Hebrew. I'm worldwide known. Whether or not they're believing me, whether or not they understand me, I don't have Paige to help me out with. If I had Paige, I wouldn't be saving the world. I'm watching Scorpion. I can fix the show, guys. Call me for a reboot. First of all, we'll get rid of the psychology from it. That was your first blunder. Nonetheless, oh my hell, this is going on 2 hours. Going to bed late tonight, I guess. Well, might as well just do the other video that was 2 hours that I didn't do. I'm at church soon, John DeLand. So, after finding out the pattern match for the script, which William Foxwell Albright was all wrong, all abominable, and all corrupt, nothing matched the proto-Sinaitic acronym theory. He even got the wrong date. The dating of the cave comes from the Ptolemaic period, you dumbass. Oh, 1500 BCE! Could even be earlier! No, that's Paleo-Hebrew script, you dumbass. Nonetheless, if you did the scientific method, you'd know. Hathor was used by the Ptolemaic period in the Sinai. And so, likewise, with the Book of Abraham, everybody's debating, it wasn't during Abraham's time, taken as literal history, and scientists, Egyptologists say that this was, in the 300s, and blah, 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 and well, first identify where it came from. You don't know? You think you know when it was dated to, and you don't know where it comes from? Kamambo. It's the Kamambo Temple. Hello? Just ask. Oh, yeah, you got all the experts, Nobody can fix it. This is the way it is, and nobody knows a better way. It's the best that can be done. Once people say that, they're wrong. They're lying to you. If I say it, I'm usually the one saying, I can fix it. So then I had to run the test on the vocabulary. And in the test of the vocabulary, sure enough, there's a multi-personality disorder going on with the Jewish Masoretes. Because that's what they did. They used the tradition from the Septuagint with the original biblical Hebrew, trying to harmonize them. And thus, why, instead of in the beginning, the Beth is then changed into when God began. Both of which are wrong. You don't start with a prepositional phrase, and just adding the Beth, you still have got a problem with the sentence structure. But when God began, wrong verb tense. Do you guys not even know English? I just want to scream. Scream. I can fix this. And so in order to do a vocabulary test, I had to strip Brown, Driver, and Briggs's Hebrew-English lexicon of all the crap and make sure that it was alphabetized. Because there are some letters that have another letter in front of it that's being used as a vowel that doesn't belong there. So when I remove it, it now gets placed in a different alphabetical listing. Oh my God. And that's what I recognized when I was running the vocabulary test after devoweling the Brown, Driver, Briggs Hebrew-English lexicon, is that they were using different definitions of words from different languages, even within the same text. Multi-personality disorder. They don't have multi-personality disorders, especially when it was written before that language was invented. Genius is my ass. So. Just kiss the girl. What the hell? Just kiss her. Why is there no woman for me to kiss? Not fair. And Oaks delays it another 6 years. Bleep you, Oaks. God, all because I figured out your plot and then ruined it? Bleep you, Oaks. Hand it over now. I want my page. Long overdue. What the hell? Even the guy who's not needed in the show, he needs to go. The spiritual method math guy, they're calling him a calculator. He's not a calculator, he's a projectionist. He's not needed in the show. And he's always whining and complaining about how he doesn't want to do anything. He is not needed in the show. Get rid of him. And now you got him dating the main guy's sister as she's about to die? He's not needed. Get rid of him. And the psychologist, who's also a medical doctor, well, he's violating the Hippocratic Oath whenever he uses psychology. Get rid of psychology. I have to fix everything for everybody. Nonetheless. And why isn't the kid being utilized as part of the show more often? Didn't you bring Paige in because of the kid? Use the kid. He doesn't need school. He's got you guys. I can fix it. The show is just frustrating me. I'm only in season 2. Nonetheless, comedy ensues. Oh, dear God. So yeah, I'm more than enough time now to be able to bathe and shave. Let's wrap this up. Oh, God, way behind. I got nothing else to do, apparently. So, now that I had dissected the vocabulary, I then began doing research on translation. Obviously, I start with Genesis, chapter 1, and trying to figure out all the different sentence structures that could be made and finding one linguistic pattern. Real simple, real easy. So yes, the be does not belong. I cannot justify using it in a noun because it's not in or when. And so yes, Joseph Smith is correct. There is no justified reason to have it there. There is no word. You've already got bara, because that's the other thing that would be done with the be at the beginning. Bara. But then you have to figure out, what do I do with the S and the T? It doesn't make sense. And so yes, creator, but then you've got an S to deal with. The T was easy to figure out because the verb is without a prefix determinative for verb tense. It needs one. Is it present tense, past tense, or future tense? They used one of the three. For present tense, it was the yod, the Z shape. Keep it simple for you guys. For past tense, it's the N. For future tense, it's the T, which is actually the X for Cairo. And so the eat at the end is not the grammatical termination. It's the prefix determinative for the future tense. Because the word R-A is seer. He's having a vision. He's seeing into the future. So he's using future tense. Duh. Thus the T is the future tense for the verb bara. And it's not create, it's to bring forth by vision. He's having a vision. I have to do everything for everybody. And so yes, the S is weird as a suffix determinative. For bara, for visionary, well, visionary already is visionary with ra. The B is actually the prefix determinative for visionary. Human. And so yes, bara in and of itself would be fine if there were no S there, because now you screwed it up. So yes, you could rewrite this, but it wouldn't be what the original Jewish author made it. You'd be making another text. And so yes, I could have it be the seer has a vision about the coming of the Jewish Christ. But that's not what the Jewish author is wording it as. So I can't make up my own text, which is what the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints' apologists are doing to Joseph. And so the B has to go. Sure enough, when we found the Dead Sea Scrolls, even though they tried to cover it up and hide it, they botched it still. No B at the beginning. No B. The length of space does not allow for a B at the beginning. Even though they tried to cover it up. Can't do that, guys. Shame on you. Nonetheless, it still shows. And that picture should be in here somewhere. Hope I labeled it right. Nonetheless. And so you've got resh for head. And the head is a seer. Now the S makes sense. And so the seer, the head seer, will have a vision, and Elohim in the plural. Intelligences. Spirit. God. If you understand it as spirit. Not Christian. And so then you've got the sign, which they turned it into a direct object indicator. That's the calendar date and clock time for when he's coming. And then in the text, sure enough, they put signs for the signs in the heaven. the calendar date and clock time of the coming of the Jewish Christ. Right there in Genesis chapter 1, you dumbasses. Which is the upgrade that I need to add. This has been a long decade. No page. Where's my page? I was excited. Seeing the pilot episode going, oh, cool, yeah. She should be brought into the show. She should be a part of your team. And then, yep. And then they botch it. So yes, Joseph Smith is correct. You should have trusted him, Mormons. And instead you make stuff up to justify him being wrong, to be true. Just trust him. And you can't do it, can you? Because you're trying to harmonize with the fact that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is all wrong, all abominable, and all corrupt. That's what's screwing you up. Remove the church from the equation, go back to the facts of Joseph Smith, and ta-da! And you can't do it, can you? You have to stay loyal to the evil church of Lucifer. This church has threatened me to deny truth. They have destroyed me to deny truth, to punish me, irreparably harm me, to deny the truth. And you cave?